SoFi Stadium in the Los Angeles suburb of Inglewood. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you. We are set for a good one. Off we go from SoFi Stadium. From the 35, it's first and 10. First carry here for Omarion Hampton. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 5.
That's CJ, boy. I think that's Nuki Peoples, right? I don't know his real name, but shit, that's his name.
Driving, Greg, they're able to do it in the air.
Mike, it makes you wonder, is this drive a sign of things to come? In this secondary, they had their hands full there. Are we going to see it repeated throughout the rest of this game, or are they going to have some answers on defense?
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. Now return, coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
I was playing fucking FIFA. That shit was tough. That shooting the goal.
Here we go. Yep, blast it. Big. Here's Ritter to throw on the first play. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Bowers. And he will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That's good for 27 and a first down.
It didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
On first down, it's Ritter.
I got me. Oh, he dropped this one.
And it's incomplete. Trey Tucker, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. Let's go. Red, 30, red, cycle. Ready? From the shotgun, it's Ritter.
Oh, good feed, good beat. All right, let me lock in.
He'll send the receiver in motion to the left. Out of the gun, it's Ritter.
Oh, pick. Pick 6.
To the start for this one. They walk down the field to get the touchdown, and And then the defense joins the offense.
But I love the game.
Each side has scored a touchdown early on.
Yeah, and you just
I'm about to
can't
beat this
draw
nigga by
up
30.
a worse start than this, Mike. I mean, not only to allow the opposing team to go down and score on their first drive, but then to follow it up with a pick six. You find yourself in a big hole here early. Do they have enough to dig their way out?
On the return, it is Trey Tucker. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. On the ground, this is Ashton Jeanty. Still moves this one ahead to the 30. One-yard line. This time it's the veteran Eric Armstead on the tackle. It is 2nd and 6. They'll run with the 2nd-round pick in the April draft. He'll have a first down.
Then they charged me 30 for switching it, and then just the bill, so like 60. Yeah. You could get the same. They got to just switch it over, or they give you a different number.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. A big play there for the Raiders. 36 yards. Bowers, the man in motion. He'll throw on first down with Ritter. He's got it at about the 8. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up 1st and goal. Bowers, the man in motion. A run on 1st and goal. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? Once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
Headed left, buying time. And he's in! Touchdown, Raiders. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
And there'll be no return forthcoming, so the ball comes out to the 35. This drive will begin with a run with Hampton. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up
From the 42-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. Another run here with Hampton. Good running there. Getting close to midfield. Let's mark him there. And a first down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On first down, right back to Hampton. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. Is football, everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Hey, Catholic.
Shotgun now for Herbert. Oh, an ill-advised throw there. It's an interception. Picked off by Darian Porter. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
It's not often like that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of the...
And he's into the end zone. Ashton Jeanty. Touchdown, Las Vegas. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown. And Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench, going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. And he will sit on it here in the end zone for a touchdown. On first down, Herbert. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, but we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop. They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
Throwing is Herbert on third down. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. It's a big one for the Chargers. It's a gain of 49.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Hampton trying to work inside. And it's going to be first and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal when we come back. Knotted at 14 on the scoreboard. We're back in Southern California in a moment. It's the Chargers with the football to begin this second quarter as they go to work on first and goal. They'll run with Hampton. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. A pickup of 2 brings up second and goal.
A little closer. Here's second and goal. Now Herbert. That one taken in. McConkey. Touchdown, LA. Kicker now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chargers have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
Drive will start on the ground. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
15 yards. First down, Raiders.
Play action. It's Ritter. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down. In motion, that's Thornton. On second down, it's Ritter. He's going to look for the home run ball. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him. And we'll bring up third down.
I think he got away with one there, Mike. I thought with the way the defender had him covered, I was actually surprised he didn't move off to his next progression. He threw that into some really tight coverage, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
From the gun, it's Ritter. Open man, right side. He's got it. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now Ritter on first down. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's close to another first down. Brought down just shy of the marker.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 16 yards. Good for a Raider first down.
Las Vegas.
Red. Let's go. Green back. 60 red. 60 red. Set.
To throw is Ritter. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. That is Odafe Oweh in there for the sack, his fourth on the year. Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
Field. Yellow. Set.
Ritter. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Body his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
Third and long.
Nice move. Here we go. Here we go. Blue 32. Cut.
Here's Ritter to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on fourth down. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Whoa. And he tacks on a nice return to boot. He'll get this all the way up to the 40-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
We'll looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
2nd and 10. Now Herbert. They'll set up the screen to Hampton. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Give, and here comes Hampton. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
To throw is Herbert. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's close to another first down. He'll step out right at that first down marker.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Devontae Smith, touchdown Chargers. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
On the return, here comes Tucker. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
On the set. Red, cycle. Set. And
Receiver in motion, headed left.
60 red. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Ritter. Now a shot here, deep middle. He's got it! And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. A big-time play for Vegas. 54 yards.
Let's go. Needle, black, 95. All right.
Throwing now. Ritter on 1st down. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up in.
And you see the coach on the sideline just kind of shake his head. He's got to have a conversation with his quarterback to just make better decisions. I mean, that was almost his 3rd interception of the game. He's got to just take a deep breath. Don't continue to force throws into bad spots. Take what's there, find the open target, and maintain possession.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Ready. Set.
Handoff here, up the middle. Now trying to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Ritter. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
Ready.
They'll try to throw for it with Ritter. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and 1. It's a big ask, and the defense turns them away.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays out.
That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Ladd McConkey, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up second down.
Set. Ready. Bring up. Hey, Ram. Sailor tight. Wait.
From the gun, it's Herbert. Pushed out to his left. And a nice run. It was close to the first down, protecting himself, sliding at the end.
A gain of 9.
Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Ready.
Third and a yard.
Hey, Ray. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. He's got his man. It's Smith. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
41-yard line.
Set.
Throwing now is Herbert. The left side, catch made by McConkey. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and
Throwing,
6.
Herbert.
At the 35.
And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow, so that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
Throwing is Herbert on third down. That one complete to McConkey. Now a timeout Chargers here. That's their second. As it comes to 22 seconds remaining till halftime.
Chargers.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Crowd right. Ready. 12. Set.
Now Herbert again. Looking right side. He's got a receiver. It's Smith. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. The Chargers are going to use their third and final timeout, and it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half.
At the 24-yard line.
Ready.
Again, they'll throw with Herbert. Right side, hauled in by McConkey. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with first and goal.
First and goal at the
We have hit
8-yard line.
halftime. Going to take a quick break, come back, second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. To return is Tucker. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Let's go. Ready.
Here's a run to begin this third quarter. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
Really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
And a nice game there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Ready.
From the 44-yard line, here's second and a couple.
Here we go. Set. Ready. Set.
They'll stick with him again. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. There's a third down and 4.
And it's third down.
Set, ready.
Back to throw. Ritter. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
To number 16.
Screen works to perfection. Give him 18 yards and move the chains. First down.
Here we go. Here we ready.
They go play action with Ritter. In trouble, and down he goes. Odafe Oweh. He gets in to record his second sack of the game. Number 4 on the season.
Here we go. 60 red. 60 red. Ready.
On second down, Ritter. Open man. That's Dante Fortin.
The second down.
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's third
Ready.
down.
Ready. 52 blue. Check.
Out of the gun, it's Ritter. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Peyton Wilson. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with their second pick 6 of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's 1 pick 6. But to get 2 pick 6s in the same game, this defense is on fire.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. On the return, here comes Tucker. Now a hit, and he lost the football. You talk about everything going wrong. A big deficit. All you want is the ball and a chance to get back in the game, and now Greg, they hand the ball right back to him on this kickoff fumble.
Mike, you know the saying, when it rains, it pours, and right now it is pouring on this team. They just can't get out of their own way. They lose a fumble here on the kickoff just to make matters worse. This has just been a complete disaster all around for this unit.
He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. That is Max Crosby. Into double figures now. That is sack number 10 on the year. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12.
5-9.
Shotgun now for Herbert. Moving outside the pocket. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
If he's able to get the ball out of his hand on time, that's probably a completion, but there's a little hesitation for one reason or another, and by the time he lets it go, he has a defender bearing down on him and leads to an incompletion.
He's got his tight end, Oronde Gadsden, the second. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the first down. Here comes fourth down. Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Dicker's kick is good. And the Chargers add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you had things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
So Dicker back out after the field goal. He'll send this one away. To return is Tucker. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. From the gun, it's Ritter. He's going to air this one out. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very stout there. They bring up second down.
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
Slide through, steal, black. Black ultra. Ready?
Out of the pistol, it's Ritter. Flush to his right. The ball comes out. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball. More bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often. And when they do, you got to seize the moment.
And that is incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive. But instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on fourth down.
Right. Blue striker.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. That is hard. And he's going to take this one all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Vegas.
Will Green.
The Raiders will line up for the
From the shotgun, it's Ritter. And that is incomplete. Two-point conversion attempt winds up being unsuccessful.
Raiders 20.
Maybe they're starting to count how many possessions do I have left. We're going to try and get another one with an onside kick here. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
It's a risky call here, but I understand what they're thinking. You find yourself down in the third quarter. How do we steal some possessions? How do we get the ball back to our offense to cut into this deficit? But now in return, it's your defense that now has the tough task.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
The 7-yard pickup brings up second
I should
and
probably
3.
start a hit, boy, because I got all the hits, boy. Andre, you got to chill.
Set. Ready.
To throw, it's Herbert on the run to the right. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
19 yards. And the Chargers first down.
Go.
They'll go with Hampton. And the Chargers are going to be set up first and goal. Nice run, getting them down to the 6.
That's another.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the man to hit.
And this time they are ready for it. Throws for a loss. And it's second down.
Set. 12, 380. Hey, Ram.
Now Herbert. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
380. Set.
Perfect. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal.
Chargers field goal.
This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Chargers will extend their third quarter lead.
Yeah, he doesn't does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
On the return, here comes Tucker. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line.
Take over first and 10. At their own 33-yard line.
Ball red. Set. Red, cycle. 6, mega. Set.
Now Ritter on first down. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Yellow, 22. Ready.
Now Ritter to throw on second down. He'll look deep, left sideline.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
52, boom. Hut, hut.
From the gun on third down, here's Ritter. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this third quarter.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And that is knocked away. Incomplete. Nice play defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. On first and 10, here's Herbert. Open man, Devontae Smith. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Second and inches.
It's second and inches.
Here's Hampton. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. A gain there of 11. First down, L.A.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Let's go. Ready.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down.
Brings up third down and 13.
Set.
From the gun, it's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
From 25, they'll go to work. First and 10.
Down. Yellow, 22, wide open. Cross it, 6.
is Ritter. He gets this one to Tucker. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Bowers, the man in motion. On second down, it's Ritter. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 10.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. To throw is Ritter. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight. And it's second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. Here's Ritter. He'll push this one downfield for Bowers. And this will be incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. Third down coming up.
And 10 yards to go.
They send a receiver in motion left. Here's Ritter to throw. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers.
Number 89, Brock Bowers. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Las Vegas.
On first down, it's Ritter. He's going to let this one go deep. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Vegas. Touchdown here in the fourth quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
He fields it at the 8. Whoa! Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. They'll start on the ground with Hampton. He'll work his way ahead toward a gain of about 4.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
380. Crowd right.
Now it's Herbert. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. They're going to have it first and goal. He'll be out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. A pickup of 44 yards. Here's a chance to put this game away. First down and goal. Here's a run. And this one blown up. Good surge will drop him. A loss on the play back to the 9-yard line. From a little further back, here's second and goal.
Hey, Ram. Go.
They'll drop to throw. Look to the end zone, and it's broken up. Incomplete. There was no space, no separation that time. That's going to bring it to third and goal.
Go. Let's go.
Herbert to throw. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they force down.
And on that third down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up fourth down.
Herbert gonna go on fourth down. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down. They'll come up for first and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. He's going to take a shot down the field. He's got it to the 20. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 91 yards. Touchdown, Vegas. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
Ready? Set.
On the handoff, it's hand to. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Home trips right. 59. Ready?
Now Herbert throwing on second down. And this is caught left sideline, but out of bounds, says the official. Incomplete. That ball a little late getting there. That's going to bring up third down.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
His fifth catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts. But this one is about done. It is second and 9.
At the 30-yard line.
Set. 380. 5-9. Delta. Set. Hunt. Ready?
Shotgun now for Herbert. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Eric Stokes, the man there defensively to break that one up.
Eric Stokes on the coverage.
This one all but over. Here's third down.
Set. Go.
Throwing now is Herbert. And this is going to be a touchdown. They're going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his fourth touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this drive.
51. Raiders 34. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute they kick it away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
Real quick. Maybe on that rapid pay the bills. Now I'm finished. Not even a little bit. Oh, Lord. Know yourself. Know your worth. My actions getting louder than my words. How you sold, but still sold down to earth. Going good when you do it on the turf. Oh, Lord. I'm the rookie in the vet. Shout out to the I ain't holding down the set. All up in my phone looking at pictures from the other night.
Black Ultra. Hey, green. Yellow, go. Blaster, stick.
Throwing now. Ritter on first down. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway. Throwing on second down. Smith going up top. That is hard. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So this one is over. It's in the win column for the Chargers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Chargers are winners here as we say so long from SoFi.